Hi, I'm Sarah with the YouTube channel Johnsons for Jesus. And I wanted to make a video about something I think is very important. This video is for Christians and non-Christians, believers and non-believers. So, now that I'm married and my husband and I have our own house, there's a lot more responsibilities now. And one of those responsibilities is for us to take care of our home, to keep it clean. And so just a few weeks ago, I was sitting on the couch and I was just thinking about what I needed to do inside to clean. And I started thinking about that, and I was thinking it's a lot like our mind. There's a lot of things in our mind that we haven't gone through, that we haven't cleaned up, that we haven't even sorted through. And so I got to thinking, and that's what this video is about. In fact, before I can even begin to tell you what I've put together, the first person to ever bring this to my mind and help me to start having thoughts like what I'm about to bring to you in this video is my husband. At the beginning of him and I, he would say how he used to live in his basement. And he didn't mean an actual basement, he meant his mind. Because he went through 8+ years of crippling chronic depression, and it was a living hell for him. And so his mind was the hell he lived in. And so he told me that I need to dig, and I didn't understand. All I could imagine was a patch of dirt on the ground and me just moving dirt around, like not even digging, because I couldn't get it. I didn't understand. And he was basically saying, like, how come when certain topics are talked about or brought up, why do they make you feel a certain way? Why do some things maybe make you feel that it strikes a nerve? Like, what are the deeper reasons behind how you feel about certain things, certain people, certain events in your life? And so that's really where this journey began. That's when I started doing some really deep internal thinking about things in my life, in my past, in my mind that I deal with. I'm talking insecurities and so on. So for this video, I plan to name it House. If I've changed it, it's because I've figured out a different name. But so this is about your house. And you may be like, what do you mean my house? Well, when I say house, I'm not talking about your physical house. I'm talking about your mind. I'm gonna pretend that when I say house, that I'm going through the rooms of your mind, the rooms of your house, which is your mind. Everything that's gone on in your life and is going on in your life. And the thing is, many of us are distracted by day-to-day activities, day-to-day events, day-to-day things that we have to take care of, people we're around, so we don't have the time sometimes to really go through things that has happened in our lifetime that we still carry baggage from in our mind. So we're distracted. But the thing is, your mind needs to be cleaned. And the thing of it is with start using the word house, your house, you have limited visitors in here. For me, my main visitor, obviously God, because he knows every part of my mind, even the parts that I'm not even aware of, but my main visitor is my husband. I'll talk to him about things that's happened in my life, how I feel about certain things. We are very open about our emotions, how we feel, and where we are at mentally in our mental state. And so I don't really let anybody else in here because in your house, you have a lot of things that it's hurtful to bring up, and I'm gonna start going through it with you. So the thing is, you don't normally realize the state of your mind, your house. You don't realize how messy your house is inside. And so here we go. Your house, when you go out and about on your daily adventures, whether that's work, whether that's being around family or friends, it may seem like you have everything together because on the outside of your house, the bushes are trimmed, the grass is mowed, you've got flowers planted, the house is like newly painted, brand new windows, The door reef is gorgeous. And so you look like you have it all together, but what people don't know is that inside of your house, you don't. And most of us don't. I'm talking believers, non-believers, whoever you are, you've got stuff going on that you may not even realize. So in your house, you have your living room, your kitchen, your bedrooms, your bathrooms, and your master bedroom. I'm gonna start with your kitchen. Your kitchen is where you go to eat. You normally go in your refrigerator multiple times a day. You go into your kitchen multiple times a day, especially if you're home. And what your kitchen represents is that your whole house is dirty. You've got dirty dishes. You go to your kitchen and you go to your fridge, and since you're constantly there, this represents addictions. This could be alcohol. This could be cigarettes. This could be pornography. This could be self-pleasure. This could be anything that distracts you from things you don't want to deal with and makes you feel a sense of peace, but it's fleeting. And that's why there's dirty dishes on your counter, dirty dishes in your sink, because when you think about it, you don't want to be addicted to these things. You don't want to have to keep coming back. You don't want to have to need it. At times you enjoy it, but at times you're just tired of it. And that's why you have dirty dishes. It's because the addictions that you don't want to have, but they're still there, and you just keep going back to the kitchen, keep going back to the fridge, because you have not been set free from those addictions. You go to your bathroom, and in your bathroom you have a mirror. When you look in the mirror, you look at your appearance, but it's not a healthy sense. It is in an unhealthy sense because you're focused on how other people see you. Just like the outside of your house looks perfect, you look like you got everything together. You look like you're doing fine. Your family's doing fine. Everybody thinks you're doing fine, but you look in that mirror in your bathroom, in your house, by yourself, and you're just looking at yourself, okay, well, they dress like this where I'm going, so I need to dress like this. You know, the women I'm gonna be around always has their hair done. The men you're gonna be around, they always have a nice cut beard, and so you're gonna do the same, or you're gonna be clean shaven. You're in that bathroom looking in that mirror, not for yourself, but for others. All right? You go to a different room. In this room, you've dedicated to be your office. This office doesn't mean you work remotely, but it represents your mental health with your job. You know, this means it's the problems at your job that you deal with basically every time you're there. It's the people there that you have to deal with, the things you dislike about your job, the things you dislike about the people, how they are to you, people you encounter there, the things you're doing over and over, and you just kind of feel like even though you have to work, you don't want to be there. See, you're looking at the clock and you're like, 4 more hours. I shouldn't have even looked at the time. And this is a daily thing that you realize and you think about in your house. And so you go to another room. And in this room, you have boxes that are not unpacked. And in these boxes are grief. These boxes represent all the things and all the memories that you have with people that you miss, that have gone on, that have passed on from this life. And you have not internally fully dealt with it. You've not finished the grief process. It still hurts you, and you still have pain that that person is no longer with us. And that is a part of your mind and your heart and your house that is uncomfortable to revisit, because when you do, you cry, it hurts, it's painful. And so that's why you have unpacked boxes in one of your bedrooms in your house. You go to the walls of that room and you look at pictures of people. And these pictures are people that once were in your life that are no longer in your life. These are past friends. These are past relationships. These are even people that have gone on from this world. And you look at the people in each one of these pictures and you just remember the life of which you lived when that person was in your life. You see the good, you see the things you miss, But in other pictures and with other people, you see the bad. You see the torment you lived with some of these people, whether it's people in past relationships, maybe it's family members that have deeply wounded and hurt you. And so you go to these walls in your room and you just stare at these pictures, and it's just you're reliving everything, just reliving it, and it's not healthy because you're supposed to move forward, but yet you have walls dedicated to people in your house just for you to go back, remember, and just re-experience what you've already experienced. Okay? You go outside of your rooms and you come back to the kitchen and you look in the trash can. Your trash can is full. Just trash is running over. And this trash can represents all the garbage that has come out of your mouth about others, about situations, politics, friends, past friends, people you associate to be enemies. And this is just all the garbage and just disgustingness that you've said toward them. You don't realize it, but you're still carrying it. It's just sitting in your trash can, rotting away. You go to the living room, and again, remember, your house is dirty. It's filthy. Each room needs cleaning. You come to your living room, and you see DVDs just strung out all over the place. You even have a whole section of DVDs. And this is where you sit on your couch, and it's like you just marinate, and you watch these movies, and what these movies represent are the horrible and hurtful things people have said to you. Things that hurt you deeply, things that cut you deeply, things that you're still not over, things that really make you resent that person, and you have thoughts toward that person you shouldn't, but it's because you're just marinating, lounging on your couch and watching them over and over and over. Oh, they said this to me. I remember how I felt whenever this subject was brought up, and they know how I feel about it. And so now you go to your closets. Nobody wants to go to their closets. And every single one of your closets are filled with unforgiveness. Not only unforgiveness, but resent and hatred. Because there are people in your life, even though you may not think of anybody right now, like, no, there's nobody that I hate or have unforgiveness toward. And then you start to think about it and you're like, oh, I do remember when that family member said that to me, or across the room and I heard them say that, and that was about me, and that really hurt. And then I remember when that person did that to me, like, man, I do have some unresolved hurt from what people have done to me. I remember my coworker, they're not there anymore, but I remember how they tried to get back at me, and I didn't even do anything to them to begin with, and how they just talked behind my back. And man, wow, I remember that person in that past relationship, how they did that to me. Man, there are people I have unforgiveness toward and resentment toward. Wow, maybe even hatred. And so even if you don't realize it and you just begin to spend the time to think about, oh, I do have resentment toward that person. That person I do try not to be around. That person I do try to avoid. Why is that? Why do I have resentment toward this person? So you begin to see, even if somebody doesn't pop up in your mind immediately, if you spend the time, you'll begin to see where hurt and pain and who they've come from. Now you go to your master bedroom, where your bed is, where you lay awake at night thinking. And in your bedroom, you have a shelf in your room. And on this shelf, which when you go to this shelf and then you go lay back down in bed, you're just thinking and thinking and thinking. And what it is that you grabbed off of that shelf is regret. Dreams and desires for the future you once had that are now broken and that are now dead. Dreams that, happened or should have happened, but they didn't. And then the regret of things you should have said to somebody that's maybe no longer here. Things you should have done that you should have done but never did. And then you're also laying awake at night in your house thinking about the weight of all your responsibilities in this life. Everything you have to take care of, everything you have to handle, everything you have to do on a daily basis. If you hate your job, you dislike your job, well, guess what? The bills don't stop. You have to do it. And so, you try to push forward and you try to, move on with your day, your evening. You try to relax. You try not to just be overwhelmed by things and responsibilities that you've put on yourself, that others have put on you. Now you go into your bathroom. And in your master bathroom, you go to your mirror. And this mirror is not the same as the other bathroom with that mirror. But this mirror is where you judge everything about you. You judge about the way you look in the mirror, your figure, the way your hair is, the way you look, how your face is, your skin, your general appearance, and you're just judging it. You are ripping yourself apart. Yourself. And you're just, it's like you're relentless with yourself. Well, this isn't perfect. And man, look, I'm not perfect there. One ear is different from the other. One eye's different from the other. Why are my lips the way they look? I'm overweight. I'm too thin. You're just judging yourself. And it's uncomfortable and you hate it and you hate certain things about you. That's what your master bedroom mirror is. And in that master bathroom, you've got perfume. And you put it on yourself maybe once a week, maybe every day, maybe on special occasions. And when you spray that perfume on you, you spray all the insecurities that you have from past events, past people in your life. And so whenever you do leave your house and you go places, you're so insecure. Are they talking about me? So many insecurities. You walk out of your master bedroom, out of your master bathroom, and the thing is, the whole house the floor is filthy, grimy, dirty. And the reason why it's so dirty and disgusting on your floor is because you daily, maybe every other day, you don't even realize it. You are just going through the rooms in your house and tracking it all on the floor, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And you go to your laundry room and your laundry basket is full over the top with dirty laundry. And the same reason why your floor is so disgusting and dirty and filthy from tracking all that around is the same reason why all your dirty clothes are so dirty, because you're wearing it daily. You're wearing the problems, the issues, the uncomfort, the discomfort on you like clothing. You don't even realize it. So that's why all your clothes are dirty in that laundry basket that have not been cleaned, that have not been washed. And not only are the clothes you're wearing dirty from the day from going through all your rooms in your house, but once you step out of your house and you go to work and you go to the store and you go see family and you go see friends and you go to these events and you just take care of normal life things, people you encounter at the grocery store, at that business, at your job, from your family, from your friends, you get hurt by things that are said. You get hurt by backstabbing people. You get hurt by people who are just being mean. And it just bothers you. It hurts you. You're just wearing it. And you come home with that. And what you just went through outside of your house outside of your physical house, you're bringing all that in, like bringing groceries in from the grocery store. And then not only are they groceries that you put up, but you go and you put all those items of pain, hurt, things that were said, how that person treated you when there was no reason for it. You go and you take those individual items and you go to different rooms in your house and you place them on the shelves, maybe even in the closets. You may hang something on the wall. And so it's just repetitive. And the thing is, it's every day. It's every week. It's every month. It's every year. We go through things on a daily basis, whether it's good things or whether it's negative things. And you're carrying all of it. And you go to your living room, and there's a shelf in your living room. And on this shelf, you have pictures of people that are dear to you. People you love, family members, friends, people that just mean the world to you. And what you don't realize is, looking at those pictures, their house is just as dirty as yours, maybe even dirtier. Because some of us have a lot more to go through and unpack and clean than others because of childhood traumas, relationship traumas, family traumas. Some of us go through a lot more than others. Some of us have gone through a lot more than others. Everybody's life is different, and just because you're a Christian does not mean your life's perfect. Because, like I said, so many people don't even know that's what their house looks like because they've never taken the time out to look at it. And the thing is, your house is filthy. Your house is dirty. There's so much stuff you've got to go through. And you can't go through it all in one day. Not possible. You're not capable of it. And the thing is, you're not even equipped to handle it. You're not equipped to handle cleaning your house. The thing is, in your house, you don't have any cleaning supplies. The only one that I have found that has the cleaning supplies and has the capability and the strength that I need to go through it all, as well as yourself, is Jesus. And it's only through him that I've begun to actually go through things in my house. Begin to clean, begin to unpack, cleaning out those closets. It's not fun, but it's necessary and it's important because you're carrying around baggage, and the people you encounter and the people you love, you're taking it to them without even realizing it. Jesus is the antidote. Jesus is the one that can heal all those wounds, all that pain. He can help you with all that resentment and unforgiveness. Like I was saying, my husband, he lived. He called it his basement. He lived in it. And the thing is, he told me, he said, you can't live in your house constantly. You can't stay there constantly. It's unhealthy. Just like you go for a swim and you're under the water and you're swimming, you've got to come up for air. So even if you do take the time out to actually look at everything in your heart, in your mind, things that you've not gone through, and it's years in the making, a lifetime of making, you can't stay there. It's important to go there and begin to clean it out, but you can't stay there. Plus, you can't stay there anyway because you've got daily life to handle. But I say this to you because I did not know what I had or have in my house until just like 3 years ago is whenever it begun. And I still didn't know. And I'm sure there's still things that I probably don't know about. All the things I mentioned are not everything I've gone through, do go through, what's in my house. This is like a compilation of what I've heard people talk about, things that they've gone through, the things where they're at mentally, in their mental state. Mine, my husband. And so that's why this video is called House, because this is not about your house. This is about your mind. And our pastor has been preaching on this. He's touched a little bit on this, mostly about the unforgiveness, because it just eats you up inside and you don't even realize it. You're the one that's suffering with unforgiveness, not the person you haven't forgiven. And so he's begun to talk about this too, and how God has been helping him go through the rooms of his life. He called it rooms. I'm calling it house. My husband called it basement. Know that Jesus can help you clean it. It may take years for you to clean your house because some things are just so deep and so embedded and just takes so much time to just unravel. But know that it can be done, and the more you do it, the more peace you have, because Jesus is right there with you. He knows every room from top to bottom. Only whenever you just begun to open the door. Call on Jesus. Talk to him about it. Pray to him about it, that he will help you, because not only is Jesus helping me, but he's put people in my life that are helping me go through my house. I hope y'all have a wonderful evening, night,